Here with Sudhi and Suchi.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting, thar-tharati hui episode of Hear It Here with
Sudhi and Suchi.
the ever
Sudhi
so
and
brilliant.
Suchi.
The ever so brilliant. What a singer.
Yeah.
So, Suchi, talking about Akshay Kumar,
जी बोलिए बोलिए.
you know how much is he now getting paid for
Hey,
films?
Bhagwan, I know you're going to tell me like a number that's like
It's
unbelievable.
depressing, man.
Tell me.
160 crores.
What he'll do with all that
I don't
Akshay?
know.
क्या यार थोड़ा इधर दे देना पैसे.
He'll fund like probably some small nation, man, with that kind of money.
I know.
Seriously,
Yeah,
Suchi.
yeah, 160
It's
crores. Wow,
160 crores. And this film is basically produced by Vashu Bhagnani. It is called Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. And it is directed by Ali Abbas Zafar.
बड़े मियाँ छोटे मियाँ सुभान अल्लाह. I remember that.
And yes,
song.
of course, the person who's alongside him is Tiger Shroff. So I believe that he's playing the Chote Miyan angle to it.
कौन बड़ा कौन छोटा ये तो तब पता चलेगा. लेकिन अब मैं आपको बता दूं कि many Golmaal actors seem to have turned directors. You know the fact that Ajay Devgan directed, after that Shreyas Talpade directed. Guess what? Kunal Khemu is directing now.
Really?
A thriller, and that too for Farhan Akhtar and Ritesh
But I
Sidhwani.
liked him in his last film, Suchi, Loot Case,
Yeah,
right?
Kunal Khemu.
Yeah.
Correct. He's fantastic.
I think he truly
yeah,
is.
He's a fantastic guy. Lovely guy. Well, good luck. Looking forward to your thriller, Kunal.
Of course, Suchi, talking about Karan Johar, man, he is not moved on to his very ambitious film called Takht.
Takht.
Yes, but after... Once
Yes.
you're done, can I continue now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, after finishing Rocky or Rani ki story, which is Alia... Prem Kahani, sorry.
Story थोड़ी ना है यार, प्रेम कहानी है यार.
Why same,
Bollywood है यार.
same but different, yes.
Okay.
And it's got Alia Bhatt and Ranveer Singh. Now see, that is done now.
Yes.
And now he's apparently making a huge love story. And no, it's not about fat people. I was talking about the budget. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's not announced the cast as yet.
Oh, but you can be sure that when he does announce it, it's going to be huge, whoever it is, and those kids who are in it are definitely going to be the next ones to shine in Bollywood. It's always what happens
Student
with Karan
of the year,
Johar
right?
films. Yep. So let's see who that is. But one fantastic piece of news for me, at least, is the fact that there's going to be a biopic being made on Smita Patil's story.
Oh, nice.
An actress who, has been one of my idols like forever and a day. And
So true.
yeah, oh my God, what a phenomenal actress.
Bazaar.
God bless her. Oof, every movie that Arth. Oh my Jesus, everything. So, looking forward to that one. This is apparently based on a book, of letters that she wrote to her friend Jhelam Paranjpe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I'd love to see, who ends up playing Smita Patil.
She went too soon, yeah. God rest her.
Who is going to play Smita
Suchi,
Patil?
but
Hello?
no, I'm not. Jokes apart, Suchi, honestly.
Yes.
Honestly, this is a huge compliment to you because
Yes.
I think she was one of the most beautiful women that I've
Oh
ended
my
up
God,
seeing.
she's stunning. Yeah.
मुझे थोड़ी झलक दिखती है सुची.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if other people will agree or not, but enough. It was enough for
No,
you
but
to
it's
say
true.
that.
I mean
Thank
it.
you, Sudhi.
She told me to say that.
Yes.
It's like Choti Smita. And of course, it's now time, Suchi, that we are going to be talking to somebody again.
Yes.
You had the pleasure of doing
I
this
had the
on your
pleasure
own.
of talking to her. This is somebody who's, she's always created a niche. She's created a niche in Bollywood, no matter what film she has done.
True.
She's chosen her films really fantastically, be it in the so-called parallel cinema genre or in Bollywood.
I thought I loved her as, Milkha Singh's sister.
Yes, and I had the pleasure of actually being in something with her when we did this music video for Nandita Das. I'm talking about none other than the very brilliant and shining Divya Dutta.
Here with Sudhi and Suchi.
And yet another episode of Hear It Here with Sudhi and Suchi. Sudhi, where is Sudhi? Sudhi, I mean, he's really foolish if he hasn't come here today and not reached in time. No, actually, he's not here. There's a situation, and which is why he's not here. But he's foolish because today on the show, we have this absolutely sunshiny personality. Somebody who's just, an incredible actress. Yeah. And not only that, has come up now with a book, her second book, I think. And, that's what we're going to talk about, a lot about that and her experiences and, of course, her phenomenal talent. Please welcome Divya Dutta. Hello, Divya.
Hi, Suchi. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you for being on the show. Welcome to Hear It Here.
Pleasure,
My,
absolutely.
my co-host Sudhi, who's normally sitting on this side of
Hi,
me.
hi there, the empty chair.
I don't know. Yeah, his spirit is here. His spirit is.
Yeah, yes.
Now, speaking of spirit, Divya, you're one person who has true spirit when it comes to our industry and what you have been doing ever since you started in 1994. Is that the first time you did a film?
That's
Yeah.
right.
There we go. Yeah. So, how's the journey been from there to now? Just if you can just give us a quick update.
Well, I think it's been lovely when you're doing something that you're really passionate about. And I think I always wanted to do movies ever since I was 4.
Yes.
And I didn't know how,
Yeah.
but I wanted that to happen. And when it
Uh-huh.
finally happens, I guess all the lows and highs kind of you cherish both. And so actually, when you come from outside and you come from a very protected background, you take some time to look over yourself. You just, I mean, you're out there absolutely and looking and fending for yourself. And then I think a few years it just takes for you to know what is your niche really,
Yes.
and to meet your kind of people. And so I guess I took that, and until now, I think I still feel like a newcomer. 25 years down the line, I just feel like a newcomer still very excited about my first day at shoot, very nervous, and I love it more, even more than I ever did.
The first time you got your first job, yeah. What was your reaction when you were signed up for your first movie?
So I
And
guess
how did it happen? Yeah.
No, so I did 2 films together. One was Ishq Mein Jeena, Ishq Mein Marna. One was Suraksha, which was a multi-starrer. So both of them I kind of shot for simultaneously.
Yes.
And so both were different worlds. One was a love story, and it kind of like fulfilled my fantasy of a love story and those songs, and all Qayamat se Qayamat tak maine pyar kiya. I was like,
Yeah,
here comes
yeah.
another newcomer who's going to make it big, which never happened there at that time. And then was Suraksha, which was a multi-starrer. There was Saif Ali Khan, there was Sunil Shetty, and I was opposite Sunil in the film. And I remember he used to tell the director, this is a very promising girl, but why does she not sit? I was so excited that I was working with Sunil Shetty that I would just refuse to sit all night we were shooting. It was exciting. It was lovely. And I used to pinch myself, hey, you're here. And I remember signing my first autograph, and I think it was a love letter kind of a thing. It was so lamba, the fan only was like...
The fan was like, हाँ, बहुत हो गया, बहुत हो गया. How sweet. How sweet. That's amazing. Your first, right now you've written a book called The Stars in My Sky. Beautiful title. Yeah, and congratulations on that. Before
Thank
that
you.
was Me and Ma, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What now? Obviously, the star. She's probably the biggest star in your sky in your life, your mother. But when it comes to this book, what prompted you to write it?
Well, actually, talking about mom, I think she was my sky anyway until now. So that's the world one belongs to. And that was a catharsis for me, that book, Me and Ma, because I wanted to celebrate a mother who kind of played such a variety of roles in my life. Apart from being a mother, I think she was a best friend. She was my daughter.
Yeah.
And this role reversal was beautiful. And I think it's the most amazing feeling when your parent believes in your dreams. And I think your path becomes much more easier. So that book for me was like wanting to celebrate her with the world. But the second one was like when people asked me what next for you, because everyone really connected with the first one. So I was wondering, what is it that I connect to most after my first book? And it had to be the world of movies.
Yes.
And what brought me a big smile was the people who were in it, who made my journey. I wouldn't say they pushed me or they, something very...
But created an impression, right? In some way.
No, I'm saying even holding a hand at that a point in time, even a word, even that little something that someone does for you at a point when you really need it most. Those are the people who brought me a smile always. And I cherish my film journey even more because of them. So that's why the book came by.
Now, I read an excerpt from the book, which I think everybody would want to hear, the Shah Rukh Khan incident where you always wanted to work with him. Number one, of course, the college thing when someone said was playing a joke on you guys, right? And said that he's coming to the college, somebody's coming. Yeah. And he didn't show up, right?
He
And
wasn't supposed to show up.
he wasn't supposed to show up. It was just, it was a figment of someone's imagination. And then the next time was when you bumped into him on the staircase, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Filmy meeting
Yeah.
with somebody you're so I wouldn't say infatuated, but totally what do you say? Swooning over someone. And I was told this film was called Bazikar, and I was told I was shortlisted for that film.
Yeah.
And I was just running up the stairs or coming down, and he was running up. And he just bumped into me big time. And all, that time we used to carry our portfolios with us, pictures and all that stuff. So all fell, and I just looked at him in a very filmy way. I said, oh my God, this is Shah Rukh. And he had the most beautiful thing was that he remembered my name, because he must have seen my name on the list. And so I was very amazed that for him to remember a girl who was one of the shortlisted candidates for it, I thought was really endearing and very charming always. And then I did Veer Zara with him. Yes. And Veer Zara, I think he was one of the most helpful co-actors I've ever worked with. Always cheering, always making you smile, and then making the atmosphere so beautiful that you just want to not leave the set ever.
Nice, really nice. And of course, all the other people that you've written about, if you can just tell our viewers some of the names. There's stories about Shabana Azmi, Amitabh Bachchan, Sonali Bendre, Sunil Shetty. Is there? No, not Sunil Shetty. Tell us some more names of the chapters.
So, there's Bachchan Saab, there's Sham Benikal, there's Rakesh Mehra, there is Juhi Chawla, there is Irfan, and there is
Khan. There's
Rishikesh Mukherjee, there's Dev Saab, there's Dharamji, there's Gulzar Saab, lots of them. And Sonali and I began together. And I remember when I just first entered the class, we were selected in the Starist Academy together. And when when my mother left me with my bag and baggage in that house where we were, supposed to
stay
at the academy. So it was somewhere in Mud Island. It was Nadi Hira's bungalow, beautiful and away, far from the maddening crowd. Yeah. And this beautiful girl just comes up to welcome me. And I was like, oh my God, who is this stunner? And she was so warm, so affectionate. She picked up my bags. She took me in. She introduced me to everyone else. And somewhere she became very protective of me. And I remember that we were doing some horse riding sessions, and I fell off the horse. And I had a multiple fracture on the arm, and I was totally incapacitated. So right from bathing me to feeding me to making me learn how to function with my left hand, she did everything for me. And even after the academy was over, she and I always were in touch, discussing who we met, kisse mile, kya kiya, hua ki nahi hua, and until now.
Yeah, she's like a ray of sunshine. Sonali always has been, always will be.
Absolutely. So that was Sonali for me. Shabana ji, I think somebody who is my favorite ever since I was a child, and then you end up working with that favorite person. And then along the way, somewhere becomes just you form a very beautiful bond with that person. So much so that actually I told her with pura haq say, you have to come and launch my book wherever in the world you are. Yes. So how many people can you say that to? So
yes, absolutely. Yes, and especially in this industry where people feel that two actresses cannot be friends. I've also proved like how I've proved that wrong on many occasions. But I'm not of that opinion at all. And I'm sure you are not as well. Because each one
is very individual rather than say two actresses. It's always about vibes. I have so many actor friends, and it just feels great to just belong to the similar field, discuss your issues, and laugh over them. We do that all the time at Shabana ji's house. All the girl gang, beat Vidya, beat Sandhya Mridul, beat Tanishtha, all of us, we just Coco, Konkana, we all get together, do a lot of masti, laugh over like things that don't even matter, and also discuss important stuff. So I think that's real beautiful bonding with women.
Yeah. Okay. Divya, can you keep your camera steady a little bit?
Sorry. Now is okay?
Yeah. Don't. So that it doesn't shake quite.
मैं हिलती हूँ ना ज़्यादा तो साथ में वो भी हिल गया.
Do you have some books or anything like that which you can keep?
Yeah, it's on that only.
Okay. Now, Awards and recognition have, of course, been part of your path, for the films that you've done, etc. Delhi 6, Bhag Milka Bhag, I think are a couple of films where you have won awards and accolades. How important are these for you or for an actor in general when it comes to recognition for the work that one has done?
To each their own, Suchi, but I think for me, it definitely rejuvenates me. It's a great feeling to hold that trophy in your hand, to be
Yes.
acknowledged,
Yes.
to be appreciated by people of your own clan, your peers, your colleagues, your seniors. It just feels lovely. And I remember I used to laugh at people. कि ये same ही speech दे देते हैं जाकर ऊपर. I thank so and so and I thank so and so.
Yeah.
And as if whatever, there's no other speech ever meant. And I remember when I won my first award, I ended up doing exactly the same because at that
That
point,
you're like, okay, I'd like to thank.
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा वाला moment हो जाता है कि ये भाई होगा कि नहीं होगा
Yeah.
अभी सबको thank कर दो. So I was like, okay, yeah, but that matters a lot. For me, a lot of things changed after my national award. Perceptions change. People feel happy for you. They feel that. I think it matters to people as well that you have been acknowledged and accepted and appreciated. This is just a way means of that. But I think personally, it's like a tonic for any actor to just hold that one and just go ahead and feel motivated and do something else. Yes.
Divya, always, one has heard, as being part of the industry also and seeing your work on screen, whenever they're looking for a powerhouse actress, whenever they want somebody of substance to play, a really kick-ass role, for want of a better description, you're always there, touchwood, and I hope that continues. What are the other genres of the movies, etc., which you don't think you have tapped and which you would love to do, like horror, comedy, things like that, which people may not even have thought of Divya Dutta in?
So I think right now with such diverse stories being written, Suchi, you just feel this is the time to experiment.
Yes.
And this very year, I think I have done like a few films that I thought I would never be doing. I mean,
And also
I'm not a very
OTT
genre person,
as well,
but
yeah.
like Dhakad I did, I'm playing a badass villain in that. And the look totally surprised everyone. For me, it was very satiating because it's nice when everyone who knows you so well says, hey, this is you. So that feels nice. So it's a very fulfilling feeling that way. And then I did another show, which is a brilliant show with Raja Krishna Menon. And I just felt, oh my God, this is tough.
Yeah.
And to feel nervous about something you're taking on and not knowing what exactly you're going to do with it, you become even more particular about giving your best to something like that. And then I've done just recently a film called Sharma Ji Ki Beti, which is like a very Rishikesh Mukherjee kind of a film. Tahira Kashyap has directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all different, and I'm trying all the genres that can be that I can find myself in, because it's always nice to just rediscover yourself, look into the mirror, and say, "Hey, hi, nice to know you." A different one.
What are the other things that our audience doesn't know about Divya Dutta? What are your hobbies? What are your other talents? Which do you paint? Do you sing? Do you dance? What are the other things that all of us don't know about?
I sing in the bathroom like everyone else. I paint with my niece and nephew. We ruin the house together.
Right.
I am the youngest child in the house, and and I'm a prankster big time. I think what I love is to enjoy each moment, whatever you do. And I just do feel that whatever you are, whoever you are, that child in you should never die.
I'm not going to let you go when you just said prankster. Now I want to know what pranks you played. At least one or two of what you've done on the set with your co-actors.
I remember I did one with Shreyas Talpade. We were shooting for this film called Welcome to Sajjanpur for Sham Benegal. And so I didn't even know him at all. I mean, of course, we knew of each other, but we never met. And I just opened my hotel room and I saw his room was right opposite mine. And I don't know what came over me. I just went quickly to my room and I just called his room and changed my voice and said, my wife I just changed into a male voice and I said, my wife is a big fan of yours, sir. Will you come down and give me an autograph? He said, listen, I've just come from the gym. Can you please wait for a while? He was very sweet. I said, no, sir, I can't wait. My wife is pregnant and she needs to just go back. Who says, okay, I'll just come.
Sweet.
guy. I made him run back, and he looked all over. I mean, looking for a pregnant woman and a man. No one there, and I was just giggling away with another friend of ours, and just waiting there. And I didn't say anything. Then he went to the room again. I called him again. I said, "Sir, we are waiting for you." I mean, I made him run like twice at least, and then we met.
Not
And then
once.
we met at the dinner table with the Sham Babu, the whole cast.
Yeah.
sits for dinner. And I was laughing away. He says, so meet Divya. I said, I already met him on the phone. I had to see his look. It was so, I like, I
Oh
can
my
see it.
God. So then, but that's a great way of breaking the ice, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, of course, but that's when your co-actor is a good sport, which I'm sure Shreyas.
Right, he is an absolute sweetheart. Yeah.
The lockdown has been on us, over these last couple of years, and it's people have reacted to it very differently. So for some people, creative energies have come out as well. And you, for one, you wrote a poem, right? जब सब ठीक हो जाएगा, is that right?
जब सब ठीक होगा ना.
जब सब ठीक होगा ना. What is the essence of that poem? And I mean, of course, obviously, it's talking about the lockdown. But can you recite something for us from there? Or
don't even have it right now, Suchi. And
okay. But the gist.
Well, the gist of it is that, actually I was trying to write my book that time because everyone thought कि pandemic है, बहुत time है, चलो, सब काम अभी हो जाएंगे.
Yeah.
But my mind had just shut. I think this was like a kind of a shock for everyone. Everyone fogged out. And I was seeing that, in the pin drop silence and the eeriness around that one had in every building, your own neighbors whose names also you don't even know.
Oh, yes.
They were, they just reached out to you, asking the watchman, "Bhaiya, kuch loge, khana pina chahiye," feeding the stray dogs and the crows and meeting together. So I was like, one thing nice that this pandemic probably has done is this, that we actually know these people and the conscience somewhere has, just come back.
Yeah.
And so I just wrote, "Jab sab theek hoga na, to ye to karte rahenge." वो जो बहुत सारी चीजें, like cleaning together, like all those things. I said, whenever the things are right and bright again, I hope we continue doing that.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Because all of these people, as you say, neighbors who we don't even talk about, they're only known as zara ek cup of shakkar dena, zara thoda sa dahi dena. Those are their names.
आजकल वो भी नहीं होता है.
वो भी नहीं होता है. Yeah, it's true. It's true. The web shows that you've done recently, OTT platform, that's for all of us actors, it's been a revelation, and it's been, a breath of fresh air, frankly speaking, because of all the, the interesting stuff that's coming out. Yeah, from there. You did Hostages, Special Ops as well. I saw you in both, and I love both the shows. When it comes to things like action and things like that, that are involved in all of these shows, because there was a little bit, right, in, outdoory kind of stuff, and where you're supposed to be like really tough. How do you deal with all of that? Are you one of those who just goes, bang on into it saying, "Chalo, jo bhi hai, I'll take it on"? Or are you kind of apprehensive?
I'm not apprehensive at all. In fact, the more action, the better it is. I just love it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, these ones, of course, I mean, didn't require much of action for me as such. But yeah, I remember I was doing Special Showbiz, and Neeraj had told me, you have to drive a Jeep. So, I mean, that's where I had, those Jeeps, very, the hard gear ones, the manual working ones.
Yeah.
And so that is what I had.
Yeah.
Yes, like, so that is what I had actually learned my driving in back in Punjab. I said, yeah, I can drive it. So he says, yeah, you can drive it, but we'll take a double for you, because you have to just, cross the camera and go take a very sharp curve in a very high speed.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, can I please do it myself? So everyone looked a little apprehensive. I said, please, I'm sure I'll manage.
Yeah.
And so the actors were supposed to sit with me. So the director said, okay, do it, but the actors won't be with you. Well, I can't take chances. So the dupes went instead of them. And I was just doing the action. And I remember full speed, I went about 110, 120 right across towards the camera. And the crew must be like shitting.
Yeah, they must be. Oh God. Yeah.
And right when I reached the camera, I took a sharp turn. And it was such an adrenaline rush. But what I totally appreciate is, and there's a chapter on Neeraj Pandey as well, is how much faith and trust you have in an actor when that person says that I can do it and let me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I love these kind of scenes. And yeah.
Wonderful. What's something or a role that you haven't done yet or you haven't tapped yet, which you would really like to do?
There's so many, Suchi. I've just started, yeah.
No, but like say something like being a dancer or being something that is just way off anything that we normally are. What would you like to attempt? Being what, like an astronaut, or what would you like to do a film where it really pushes your limits? What is one of those things?
I think that's what you just said last is what I want to do. I always want to do anything that pushes my limits. So I've never thought I want to do this or this. It's always the script that you hear that makes you feel, okay, I want to do this one, and the role that I want to do this one. Yeah. I don't go genre wise at all. I mean, it can be horror, it can be action, it can be romance, it can be comedy, anything, as long as I know I'm not in my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. Divya, you've also been one who's been vocal about supporting causes and supporting, when in certain topics that really need to be spoken about. What do you feel strongly about?
Well, there are lots of things that one.
Yeah, women's rights, or is it for children, or is it for animals, or is there one particular thing that you support, or a charity that you support, or anything you'd like to talk about?
I do support a lot of them. Animal rights a lot, women's rights a lot. I also kind of connect with all the CRY foundations and the UNICEF for kids and everything, because I do think these kind of places, these kind of issues need voices. As many are, the better it is. Mm-hmm. So because हम जब सही होते हैं हमें लगता है yeah, everything else around us is also fine, but that's not so. Yeah. So you just have to look around and see people. Probably, I think the plus point of being a celebrity is that your voice would matter and could add it to anything. But yes, I do choose my issues that I would like to stand for, and these for sure are the strongest ones.
And the natural question that they ask all of us actors is, so what next after this? I know it's just your career has a long way to go as an actor, but in between that or after that, has there been thought of directing, producing, things like that yet?
I have been told many times to write a screenplay after this by Sriram Raghavan, by Neeraj. Why don't you write your own screenplay now? And I've been, yes, offered direction as well. But I do feel now, when the time is so beautiful for actors, I mean, to do a double job would probably dilute my fun of just absorbing this moment. So I really want to give this as much, and whatever else has to happen, I think will happen. I never plan life. I just let it flow, and I'm glad I do.
For somebody who, before we wrap up, Divya, for somebody who has, seen, done the training, gone to like the Stardust Academy, decided from the time she was 4 years old that she wanted to do this and wanted to be on that silver screen or on the stage or, on the TV. For all the girls out there who have that same dream, what would you tell them your mantra is, or what advice would it be that you give them?
First of all, I'd say go read my book, because you learn a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Because no, that comes from the perspective of a newcomer, and how things and how your equations change as and when, and what you need to make it work like that. Mm-hmm. And I do feel there are a few P's in my life. I say is patience, because it's not a one-day job to just get a film and say, okay, I've arrived. Yeah. You have to wait, and it just doesn't have to probably be a year. I hear from so many newcomers who say, "Madam, हम ना 2 साल देखेंगे, उसके बाद फिर घर चले जाएंगे." But this is not that kind of a place at all. I mean, some people make it big. Look at, such amazing examples we have where people have actually made it, and how after years of being here.
Yes.
So yeah, I would say patience. I would say perseverance. I would say passion for what you do. I mean, if it is just another thing for you, it probably, this is not a place for that. You need to be passionate about what you're doing to keep rediscovering yourself. And so yeah, I think these few things.
I think, I mean, if I may add to that, I think being able to accept rejection as part and parcel of the job and using it as a stepping stone. I mean, wouldn't you say?
Always, because I remember I once came back home very upset because I had been rejected from a film I was very keen on doing. And but that's where I think a very strong family backing or a friend backing really matters. Whoever it is, that one person who understands you and tells you this is not the end of the world, this is not the end of your story. Don't focus on something that has been lost. Just look forward and see something more interesting is probably at the anvil. So you have to be hopeful. There's no other way. I mean, otherwise you'll be sitting in a corner just crying, saying, "Mera to kuch bhi nahi hua." You have to get up. You have to get up and say, "Hey, no, I'm good," and I have to prove it to the others as well.
Wonderful. And you were just talking about friends and family. How is little Sakhi doing?
She's right here. She bugged me.
Hello, Sakhi. Yeah, that's Divya's best friend and
she's my mate.
everything. She's your everything, right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
give her a big
Absolutely.
hug. Yeah, but thank you so much, Divya, for being here on Hear It Here with Sudhi. Sudhi, where is he? Sudhi.
Okay, here's to the invisible Sudhi, and a big hug to you, Suchi. It's such a pleasure, and I do hope you work sometime together soon.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, my love. Lots of love. Lots of love.
Lots of love, darling. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Hear It Here with Sudhi and Suchi.
सुची में आए हैं बेटे देखो बेटे
Devoda?
ये क्या कमाल का इंटरव्यू किया तुमने
Wasn't it?
It truly was actually.
Yeah, and her little dog Sakhi was there throughout the interview, sitting over there by her feet. Sakhi.
And by the way, for all of you guys watching, Suchi, actually this interview got a little delayed because Sakhi wasn't well.
Yes.
So that's why it got slightly postponed. But Suchi, as always, was on point. Well done.
Yes. I'm so glad that we had Divya Dutta on this show.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we also have a hell of a lot of news about Ajay Devgan. Now, this man never stops, Seriously.
Yeah, apparently.
Because he's, other than a whole bunch of fictionalized movies that are there, that he's part of, like RRR and
RRR.
It's RRR, Runway 34, which originally was called Mayday.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And there's also one more.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Which is a comedy where he is
playing
actually
God.
playing God, yes.
Yeah, so those are the fictionalized movies that he's doing. But not only that, he seems to have this penchant for, real life stories.
Yes.
Yeah. And
You saw that in Tanaji.
Yeah, Tanaji and Bhuj, those are two which Bhuj, of course, was released on an OTT platform. Didn't do very well.
It was a disaster, नहीं यार सीधी सी बात करते हैं.
I know, yeah.
जब picture on करो तो बत्तियां बुझ जाती हैं.
Yeah. Well, that
दिमाग की बत्तियां.
Yeah, Ajay didn't turn out to be the pride of India, and that Bhuj the pride of India. But Ajay will definitely be shining because there are 4 more films that he is part of which are based on real life stories.
Okay.
You
want to walk me through this?
Yeah.
Okay.
One is, of course, where he plays Kareem Lala in Gangubai Kathiawadi.
Perfect.
Yeah, the Alia
well done.
Bhatt film.
Well done.
The second one has something to do with sports, which you're going to tell us about.
He's playing a football coach, and the name of that coach is Saeed Ali.
Don't tell lies.
Yes, I am telling you truth only.
Are you
You're
telling
going
me
to
the
fact check and throw me out of the class?
Yes, because it's wrong. His name is Syed Abdul Rahim.
Saeed. Okay, fair enough,
Okay?
Suchi, yes.
Yeah.
2 points.
Just get your facts right, okay,
Sorry.
honey?
Sorry.
Yes. So Ajay is playing Syed Abdul Rahim.
Right.
Yeah, in that movie, which is directed by Boni Kapoor. It is a film called
Good point.
Maidan.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
It
enough.
is a film called Maidan.
Fair enough,
Okay.
Suchi, yes.
The next film will be Chanakya.
Where he plays Chanakya.
Directed by Neeraj Pandey.
Well done.
Okay. The next one that Ajay Devgan will be doing is one for his friend Kumar Mangat, and he has announced that Ajay Devgan is going to be starring in Raid 2.
Which is interesting, Suchi, because it's again based on a true life story where there was an income tax raid. Am I right on this?
Yeah.
Well,
I think so. Yeah, it was about that.
finally got something right.
No. Raid 1 was based on the income tax raid. Yeah, of this politician. There we go again. Wrong information. Tax raid on politician Sardar Inder Singh, a role played by Saurabh Shukla in the film. But this one, the second part, is going to be based on nothing to do with income tax or anything, on a perfume maker in Kanpur.
Interesting.
Ajay Devgan will also be on the web platforms, believe it or not.
Very
Yeah, and this web show called Rudra, The Edge of Darkness, which
Also.
is supposed to be the remake of Luther.
Luther.
Luther?
Okay.
Lucifer?
Lucifer.
Luther?
I don't know. I'm a little confused.
Luther.
Maybe you should ask Ajay. Anyway, but also I wanted to add to this that he's also asked his team, Suchi, to work on the Unsung Warrior series.
Yeah. After Tanaji,
Yes.
he wants to do another one on the Unsung Warrior series. I wonder which warrior they will pick next.
I don't know. I'm as always confused.
Yes.
As you've seen, my facts are so bang on.
Correct.
Dun, 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 dun.
That just means that we're going
Yes.
back in time, you
Yes.
know. That's
So
one of my-
flashback.
Flashback.
Flash.
Flashback. Some news about Kareena Kapoor actually in our flashback section. Kareena Kapoor was actually sent off to Welham School boarding.
But
Yes.
you know what? Actually, before we get into that, Suchi, you have to first actually give a context, yaar.
And that's the story.
Chronology to samjho, yaar.
Arey yaar, wahi the story. Kareena Kapoor, why was she sent to Welham School boarding?
Ha.
Why?
Ab baat.
You see, because Kareena at that point, she happened to be just like me, talking to all the boys, only talking to all the boys,
Which
being
is
a
a
tomboy.
good thing.
Huh?
It's a good thing.
Sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes it's a good thing. But I think her mother got a bit worried because at that point
Because
of
she
time,
was only 8 apparently.
yeah, and at that point of time, Karishma was like doing really well.
She was 14.
She was 14.
I'm
and,
just making sure I have all the facts straight.
Correct. She was 14. And, Karishma, she had dropped out of Shekhar Kapoor's that film Barsat opposite Bobby Deol.
And then
After that,
eventually Shekhar Kapoor also.
Yeah, he also dropped out of the film. Rajkumar Santoshi became the
Please
director,
वापस
but
आओ
that-
यार Suchi.
हाँ, वो छोड़ यार, वो stories छोड़ना.
हाँ.
But, so Karishma at that time, because she was an actress, etc., she got to go out and do things that she wanted to do.
Slightly more independent.
And Kareena was getting very irritated and angry about this, so she used to be a complete tomboy and hang around with the boys and everything. And Babita decided, nahi, discipline chahiye yahan pe. So she sent her off to Wellams. But the fact is, after she went to Wellams, she loved it so much that when she had to leave, she was actually crying when she wanted to leave the boarding school. She didn't want to go back home.
I've never been to boarding school.
Me either, man. Me either.
That's another story.
That's another story. But that was definitely the only struggle I think
That she went
Kareena's probably had in life. The only other thing that comes to mind since we're talking about flashback is the fact that Kareena had actually started shooting for Kaho Na Pyar Hai with Hrithik Roshan.
What are you saying? I didn't know that.
Hrithik
man.
Roshan?
Yeah, sorry.
Hrithik Roshan?
Sorry.
That's the dance move that Sudhi loves. You know, Hrithik Roshan?
Is a punctuation.
Yeah, there we go. So she had apparently started shooting with Hrithik Roshan for Kaho Na Pyar Hai. And yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah, and then she opted out of that one, and then she, of course, was introduced in Refugee with Abhishek Bachchan.
Which, of course, was a fine film.
Yep.
I've really loved her in Chameli.
Yeah, she's done some good work, hasn't she?
She has.
अभी ना जाओ छोड़कर के दिल अभी भरा नहीं with Sudhi and Suchi.
Wow.
Amazing, no?
जब तुम
Amazing.
ये सारी चीजें करते हो ना
Really, stop. I hate praise. Okay, but
नहीं मैं तो बोलने वाला था that I passed my appendix when you sung that song, but that's another story.
well, I mean, like he's the only person I know who would have passed his appendix. He said bye when it passed. Anyway.
Oh God.
Here with Sudhi and Suchi comes to a close, and this episode kind of wraps up over here, ladies and gentlemen, bandars and
यार ये तो बंदर कौन है ये?
all my friends, my relatives.
अच्छा, okay.
Yeah. All of my friends and all I call them my favorite bandars. Yes. So all of you, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're going to be right back for the next one, because as always, here with Sudhi and Suchi, we'll have a lot more information, a lot more news, and a hell of a lot more about Bollywood.
Here with Sudhi and Suchi.